The Fanfiction Power Hour is a comedy podcast between friends that does not attempt straightforward readings. The links to the fanfictions are in the description if you would prefer an unaltered experience and to support the authors by giving the stories a like.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jen and Wizzy's Fanfiction Power Hour. I am your host for tonight, Wizzy Puff, joined as always by the lovely Jen.
Hello there. It's me, Jen. Glad to have all of you back on this, the most wonderfulest time of the year.
Her eyes twitching, guys. I don't think she's very happy to see you.
What time of the year is it, Wizzy?
What time of the year? Springtime. Is that what you were referring to?
It must be.
Okay.
Happy springtime, everybody.
This really is one of the best times of the year. Now, I could do with less showers, but looking past that, I really do like looking at all of the green coming back to the earth.
I wish there was more green over here. That would be nice.
Yeah. You know what my favorite time of the year is, seasonal-wise?
January.
No! Definitely not!
Specifically the 9th of January, 2025.
Oh.
When this fic was released.
I was wondering why that sounded familiar. I was going to say my favorite time of the year is summertime. Just like the time that this fic actually takes place, I think.
Maybe.
Based on this description, we're dealing with another Camp Everfree fic.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, maybe not. I think it might just be a reference to the scene from Camp Everfree.
Oh.
Where Sunset peers into Pinky's mind.
Man, I was kind of hoping that we might get to see more Gloriosa Daisy, but alas.
No, probably not. Also, it's June.
Oh. Wait, is this coming out in June?
Should be.
This isn't a Pride fic. Okay. Oh my god.
It's written for the Unhappy Yuri contest.
Okay, I feel completely blindsided by this because I didn't pick out the fic. I didn't realize what the theme was going to be for tonight. Oh no.
We talked about it.
I know we did. I forgot that was going to be this episode.
Comedy gold.
Happy Lesbian Day, everyone.
Yay.
Who's your favorite lesbian?
Oh, Katra, by far.
Oh, that's fair. I wonder who mine is.
Now ask me who my favorite bisexual is.
Oh, who's your favorite bisexual?
Sunset Shimmer.
Oh, that's perfect.
If we're not counting myself.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm not bisexual. I'm still asexual.
What?
I am biromantic.
Darn it. And I was just coming with best congratulations on coming out as bi greeting card for you. It's going to look really good. Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to read.
No, Wizzy.
I'm sorry, am I missing something?
Who is your favorite lesbian?
Okay, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. Let me think through lesbians.
Wizzy can't think of a single fucking lesbian. Can you believe this guy?
This feels like there's something I remember seeing where it's like, name a woman. It's just like someone's like it's been a while, and it's eventually like Michelle Obama or something. Well, I keep just leaning towards Chapel Roan, but that's just because I've been getting into Chapel Roan.
Great time to get into Chapel Roan, apparently. Because it's Pride Month.
Yeah, but that's not even a fictional lesbian like you picked.
Yeah.
Now I'm blanking on all I blame society. There is not enough fictional lesbians.
I've been reading solely lesbian stories recently.
Oh.
Just a lot of lesbian romance.
Nice.
Not as many as there should be, but there's some great stuff that I've read. The Assassin's Guide to Babysitting. I read that. That was great. Loved that.
Oh my god. That sounds like a wacky book.
It's by Natalie C. Parker. I don't know if you would consider it particularly wacky.
What? But it is lesbians.
I was definitely expecting it to be a lot wackier than it ended up being. But it's not like dark and gritty or anything like that. It's a fun book. It's very fun.
Yeah. I was hoping it was going to lean more toward the babysitting aspect rather than the assassination part.
It's complicated. It definitely has more, like, it's very much inspired by John Wick.
Huh.
I really liked it.
Nice.
There's also this other one that I read called Momo the Ripper. I don't know if it's totally accurate that the main character is a lesbian, but she does mention that she hasn't kissed a girl yet.
Oh.
So, bit on the possible lesbian or bisexual.
So is it really not much romance, more...
No, this one isn't. This one does not have any romance, at least the first book. Haven't read the second or third ones.
Okay.
It's a lit RPG, which I've also been reading a lot of lit RPGs recently. I don't like them, but they actually, but they do have concepts that kind of intrigue me. So I'm like, okay, I can take a few of the stupid parts of lit RPGs.
It's kind of like junk food.
Yeah. Anyways, Momo the Ripper is freaking phenomenal. And it has like one of my favorite characters of all time in it now. The main character herself, Momo, is amazing. I have never related to a character more.
I'm picturing the Momo image of that ghost girl.
That is constantly what I kept thinking of. It took a bit to like get that out of my head.
So this isn't like the ghost girl at all then?
No, although it is about a necromancer.
Oh.
So
a little bit.
Somewhat crossing paths a bit. Anyways, that's my recommendations. Have you been able to think of a single lesbian yet?
Yeah, I already named one.
I can't remember.
It was Chapel Roan. Okay, fine. I'll pick the real one.
You did name Chapel Roan.
Applejack, everyone. You wanted me to say it Applejack, okay? It's Applejack.
Okay, that's a good one. You finally figured one out.
Yeah.
Although Applejack is probably bisexual.
No!
She's probably work sexual. She probably, as long as you are good at, like, working on stuff, she's probably into you.
Okay.
As long as you're a responsible person.
But...
who can get your goddamn job done.
I don't think it's entirely accurate. I think she is at least sapphic in some way. She prefers women's company.
Maybe. And I haven't particularly seen her hit on any guys, so... But I can't say one way or another.
Well, I think that's enough praising the lesbians.
Praise be to them.
Now it's time to get into more lesbian praise with The First One's Free by TCC 56. Chapter 1.
The only chapter.
You are my candy girl. I had to sing it. Sunset Shimmer was having a terrible day. Not just terrible, but terrible. And that's in italics. The sort where just saying the word wouldn't suffice, and you needed to add the extra inflection to show your disgust with how things were going. The coffee shop had been out of her preferred flavor this morning, leaving her drinking dark roast instead of mocha. You can have mocha and dark roast. I don't know. I don't know what this coffee shop is. It
had been out of her preferred flavor.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that.
So she can't get mocha.
I don't. It seems like it's when it says instead of mocha, that means that you couldn't have, because normally at a coffee shop when you're ordering the coffee, you could have mocha put it, like mocha is just chocolate and coffee. You could have the chocolate put into a dark roast.
Right, but they were out of the chocolate then.
Yeah, I just felt like the word instead was a little confusing for me as a person who's ordered coffee numerous times.
Okay, so you would rather it say leaving her drinking dark roast of mocha?
You are willfully misinterpreting me now.
Yes. I feel like you're willfully misinterpreting the story.
That's not true. I'm not going to complain about the author, but it's just a fact that the name of the drink is, I don't know, it would be like saying she wanted her soup done one way. I don't know. I don't want to hang up on this.
Oh, we're going back to this later.
Oh boy. She had stepped in a puddle, and so one sock had been wet all day, and her boss had yelled at her because a customer had complained about an imaginary problem. All in all, A crappy day. But it would get better, and she knew how. Her fingers flew across her phone, firing off a quick text to her girlfriend.
Bad day. Need a pick-me-up. My place?
It took an agonizing minute before the phone responded. Not with words, just a single balloon emoji to signal agreement. Half an hour later, Pinkie Pie arrived at Sunset's apartment with a broad smile and a paper bag that smelled of fresh cookies. Guess who?
Ain't no way it took Pinkie Pie that long. Pinkie Pie would have been there in 5 minutes, if not less.
But what if she had to bake the cookies?
Even making fresh cookies. She would have figured out a way to make those goddamn cookies in less time than it took for her to run out the door.
She would have used a DeLorean oven.
She would have.
Man, that would be cool. I'm surprised I haven't actually seen that as a concept in fiction anywhere. An oven that bakes things in, like, the future.
How would that work?
Well, you see, it, like, speeds up the area that's localized inside the oven, but not the area around it.
So, would it go into the future to get your food?
Yes. Kind of.
Or, okay.
Kind of.
I'm having a difficulty wrapping my head around this. It's like I'm an old person experiencing the video game Portal.
It's like Tracer's temporal abilities in Overwatch. It only affects her.
Right.
Speaking of lesbians, am I right, folks?
Finally figured out another one. Pinkie!
Sunset was quick to embrace her girlfriend.
You have no idea how glad I am to see you.
And of course, Pinkie hugged her right back. I can make a guess. She pinched Sunset's cheek. Somebody's a grumpy Gus today, aren't they? Sunset rolled her eyes.
It's been a bad day. Yeah, I said that.
Want to talk about it? Pinkie still hadn't let go, only giving enough space between them to meet Sunset's gaze. The answer was a no.
Nope.
A shake of the head.
I've been thinking about it way more than I want to already. No point in dwelling on it when there's an alternative, right? Fucking.
Ooh! Sunset winked and reached up to the geode pendant around her neck. Pinkie Pie clicked her tongue in a manner far too motherly for her age. You know how this works, Sonny. Only the first hit is free.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez. So this is an interesting idea of a drug, I will say.
Yep.
She stuck out her tongue, easily shifting from mothering to flirtatious. If I give you what you want, what do I get? Her eyelashes fluttered, Rarity-like. Sunset laughed, smiling enough that you'd never know she'd had a bad day.
Dinner and a movie?
Dinner, a movie, and cuddles afterwards. Ooh, she said Netflix and chill. Countered Pinkie.
Deal.
Sunset kissed her girlfriend's cheek. Then her eyes flashed white as her geode activated. In an instant, she was enveloped by Pinkie's unique mental world, a land of candy and singing and cheer. Tiny... Oh my god, this is why the freaking picture of this was like Mabel's world in Gravity Falls.
Yep.
A land of candy and singing and cheer. Tiny little creatures floating by on balloons amidst a confetti rain. And a parade that marched to upbeat pop tunes through the middle of a sugary town. Pinkie was there beside her, gleefully cheering and dancing. It was just like she had first seen it at Camp Everfree, and just as liberating. Sunset's worries faded away, melting like ice cream in the summer sun. None of the rest of the day mattered. She was here. She was surrounded by joy, and she was at ease. Even the looming specter of eventually having to return to the real world didn't bother her. The memory of this place would stay and bolster her for hours. Here, inside Pinkie Pie's mind, Sunset Shimmer was happy.
Aw, she's using her.
Right! Like a drug!
Oh, boy.
Doodly doodly doo. Sunset Shimmer was having a terrible day. not just terrible, but terrible italics. The sort where just saying the word wouldn't suffice, and you needed to add the extra inflection to show your disgust with how things were going. She had dropped and chipped a plate while washing dishes. Every game she'd tried online had garbage matchmaking, where she was the only one on the team who was any good. Right? It happens all the time. Why? To each player. I'm making a joke.
Oh, I was busy looking at something. I did not notice a joke.
Aw, man. And it was a really good one.
Deepest apologies, Wizzy. I'm a terrible friend, I know.
And there was an itch on the bottom of her foot she just couldn't get rid of. All in all, a crappy day. But it would get better, and she knew how. Her fingers flew across her phone, firing off a quick text to her girlfriend.
Bad day. Need a pick-me-up. My place?
Oh. It took an eternity for the response to come, but it came. A single balloon emoji. Sunset sighed with relief. It took Pinkie Pie nearly...
I wonder if it actually took an eternity.
Oh, definitely not.
Or well, let me be clear. I wonder if it actually took a long time or if it was just...
This was probably just, she's a little bit, antsy.
Yeah.
It took Pinkie Pie nearly an hour to arrive at the apartment this time. By then, Sunset was pacing, caged by her impatience. The moment the door opened...
Pinkie
Pie waved, smiling sheepishly from the door. Hey, Sonny. Sorry, She hesitated, not fully coming inside. I was doing something.
It's okay. I'm just glad you're here.
Sunset hugged Pinkie, who hugged her back after a moment's hesitation. The two moved into the apartment proper and dropped onto the couch. So... Pinkie shifted slightly. Bad day, huh? Want to talk about it? Sunset sighed heavily, flopping backwards and banging her head against the wall.
No, I'd rather forget it all. My past is not today and all that. That's the name of the song.
What? That's the song from the Equestria Girls?
Yep.
Yo.
My past is not today. It is a Sunset Shimmer song. It's not really technically, well, it's probably canon, but it's not like, it was just like a short, I believe it was cut from Rainbow Rocks or something like that.
Ah. And I hope they gave her like some song about a similar thing then. Because Rainbow Rocks, that was like the one where she's the hero for the first time. Or am I getting this mixed up?
Yes, you got it right.
Pinkie laughed nervously. Yeah. Sunset reached over. Pinkie shifted away slightly. Sonny?
Yeah?
Sonny, are we... The pink girl hesitated. Is this all we are? The question made Sunset jerk back.
Wait, you think that I'm using you or something?
You kind of are.
Yeah, definitely are.
Pinkie Pie winced at the accusation and the hurt in Sunset's voice. No, Sonny, it's just... She paused, lips pursed as she tried to find the right words. This is the 4th time in the last week alone you've asked to do this. I worry about you, that's all. Letting out a long, heavy sigh, Sunset hugged Pinkie Pie. Nice rhyme. This time, there was no retreating away.
I get it. And I'm sorry if I've been leaning on you too heavily lately. It's just been rough for me, and I know how much you enjoy making others happy.
It's my love language, Pinkie observed with a smile.
It's your every language,
Sunset countered with a little laugh, before sobering again.
I'll tell you what. After this, I won't ask again. For a week.
She gave her girlfriend a little playful hip bump.
Just a week of us doing fun stuff together and being chill. We can even hit up the Audion on Friday night. Susie's supposed to be doing a show to promote her acoustic solo album.
Pinkie Pie hesitated, but in the end, she couldn't help but smile. Okay, Sonny, that sounds great to me. Sunset kissed her cheek.
Love ya.
And then her eyes went white as the geode activated, and Sunset Shimmer felt the hell of her day-to-day life disappear, overwhelmed by the pleasure of Pinky's internal world of unending joy. Doodly-doodly-doo. Sunset Shimmer was having a terrible day. Not just terrible, but terrible italics. The sort where just saying the word wouldn't suffice, and you needed to add the extra inflection to show your disgust with how things were going. The laces on her boots had snapped when she was tying them before school. Her phone wasn't holding a charge properly anymore, and kept hovering at just under 50%. And she burned the roof of her mouth while eating a slice of cafeteria pizza. All in all, a crappy day. But it would get better, and she knew how.
Oh, God.
Her fingers flew across her phone, firing off a quick text to her girlfriend.
Bad day. Need a pick-me-up. My place?
The answer didn't come. Not after 10 minutes. Not after 30. Not after an hour. Sunset sent the message twice more and got no response. After an hour and a half, Sunset did the only thing she could do. She went to Pinkie Pie's house. A sense of relief flooded her when Pinkie answered the door, as well as dread when the door only opened slightly, held back by a security chain. Worse yet, there was a moment of fear in Pinkie's eyes that she had tried to cover with a smile.
Oh, hi, Sunny.
Pinkie!
Sunset tried not to lunge for her.
Oh, she's just so happy to see her.
Right? Just like a junkie.
Or just like me whenever I see you, Wizzy.
Okay, but you only use me for drugs on the weekends.
Exactly. We have a better relationship than them. I was worried. Your phone dead or something?
No, it's fine.
Pinkie shifted on the balls of her feet. Sunset let out a sigh of relief and trampled over the rest of the reply.
Whew. Well, either way. Hi, guess we're meeting at your place this time.
She winked, trying to soldier past the obvious unease. The cocksure grin was not returned. They both stood there awkwardly until Sunset realized that Pinkie wasn't undoing the chain.
So?
Her leading half-question was answered with one of Pinkie's own.
A minute ago, Sunny, you said you were worried.
Her eyes narrowed slightly.
What were you worried about?
A blink.
You weren't answering your phone? And you never don't answer your phone?
Sunset shrugged.
That's a pretty good reason to be worried.
Pinkie Pie shook her head.
Were you worried for me, or were you worried about me?
Now the blink was much more confused.
I don't follow.
So Pinkie laid it out.
Sunset, were you worried something happened to me, or were you worried you wouldn't be able to get your fix?
Pinkie Pie wasn't done, though, and gave Sunset's response the same treatment hers had been given a minute before.
Because it's almost every day now. You took that week off, but since then, every time we see each other, it's because you want to use your geode and go diving in.
Sunset grimaced.
Look, things have just been
tough lately.
Pinkie completed sourly.
Every single day for weeks. And when we're together, the only thing you want to do is use your geode on me.
Her voice quavered, balancing on the verge of tears.
After we do that, you just stop caring and go along with whatever I suggest. Like nothing matters past that.
Sunset swallowed hard.
Pinkie, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't know you felt that way.
I do, Pinkie said through the crack of the door.
And it makes me worry about you. Like, a lot.
She took a deep, stealing breath.
That's why I don't think we should see each other anymore.
The color drained from Sunset's amber face.
Pinkie, what are you... Like, for a couple of days? Let this all cool down? Take a break from dating and just chill?
She shook her head.
No, Sunny.
Pinkie barely held back the tears.
I mean, we shouldn't see each other at all. Not for a long, long while. It's for your own good.
Sunset's world cracked.
Pinkie Pie?
No,
The firmness of the word ended the budding debate, and the reality of the situation slammed onto Sunset. Talk about tension.
Damn. Well, so it's into, you said onto?
Oh, my bad. I was just, man, poor Sunset.
Yep. And poor Pinky.
Yeah, I know how it feels to get cut off from your supply, Sunset. It's not good.
Told you, Wizzy, it's for your own good.
And I just said I
Until I
wanted
get
just...
my stuff back.
Oh my god. That sounds like a hilarious situation for Jen and Wizzy, you know? We're locked in this
Yep.
recording studio. We're just like keeping each other's drugs hostage. She took a step back from the door, turned as she tried to retreat with grace, failed, slumped to the ground, and buried her face in her hands. She sat there on Pinkie Pie's front stoop, unsuccessfully trying to hold back the tears, for several minutes. Then she heard the most blessed, beautiful sound. A door chain unlatching. Pinkie sat down next to Sunset, moving with a weariness more like one of Fluttershy's animals than the party girl's usual self. She was just barely within Sunset's reach, too far for a friendly touch, but in range for a lunge. But none came. They sat, separate but beside each other. As Sunset slowly regained control, she stopped herself, started again.
I'm sorry, Pinkie Pie. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I never hurt you.
I know, Sunny.
But it's hard to resist, you know?
Sunset ran her hands over her face, then tipped back so she could look at the gray, cloudy sky.
You just want me to be happy, and I felt like it didn't hurt anyone, so I overindulged.
Pinkie's face scrunched up at that word.
Sunny, that's not what...
Sunset shook her head.
I know, Pinkie. I know. I screwed up. I get that, and I'm sorry. I know I can't undo what happened. It's going to be a long time before I can make it up to you, but I want to try.
The other girl inched closer.
It isn't even about that, Sunny. This is hurting you way more than it's hurting me. I don't want to have things be this way. But they gotta be, to make you actually happy again.
She lifted her hand, instincts demanding she go for a hug, but she stopped herself.
So, I'm sorry too.
Almost imperceptibly, Sunset nodded.
Yeah.
She let out a heavy sigh.
If we're not going to be together anymore, can we still be friends at least? Like, can I text you or video chat?
No!
Damn.
She would never be that cruel. There was a little hesitation on Pinkie's part, but at the same time, she was eager to grab the lifeline, and it made her smile again.
I'd really like that, Sunny. I don't want to lose you in either direction.
Sunset Shimmer was having a... Oh, it didn't doodly-do. It didn't doodly-do!
I think it's continuing the scene.
Oh boy. Sunset Shimmer was having a terrible day. Not just terrible, but terrible. Italics. The sort where just saying the word wouldn't suffice, and you needed to add the extra inflection to show your disgust with how things were going. She'd missed dinner because she had been too stressed to eat. Her last pocket change had been used to catch a bus across town, and her girlfriend had broken up with her. All in all, a crappy day. But it would get better, and she knew how. Sunset Shimmer smiled and held out her hand to Pinkie Pie.
Uh-oh. No.
She's tricking her!
God damn it.
Oh, God.
Friends?
Without thinking, Pinkie took the hand and shook.
Friends.
Then Sunset's eyes blazed white as her geode's magic activated. Oh, no! This is the worst fic ever.
Fucking... Oh my god.
I was really hoping that it was gonna. Everything on Sunset's mind, her worries, her fears, her problems, all dissolved away into a smog of joy. She'd deal with the consequences later. Right now, she could be happy in Pinkie Pie's sugar-soaked mind. Oh, God. The end. That was.
I don't think I've ever been more disgusted with a main character in a story. My God. Sorry. I overstepped my boundaries on your the end there. Please continue.
That was The First One's Free by TCC 56. Oh, what did we think of this one?
I think you said it best. Poor Sunset. No, I'll be honest. It's, yes, poor Sunset. Addiction, terrible thing. It's a bit difficult to feel bad for her at the end there.
Oh my God. I really did believe that it was going to be going in a happy direction when it's like, but she knew it would get better, and it was going to be like, because she had friends to help her through this. And
I was hoping it was going to be the exact opposite. I did not want it to end well.
This is...
And it didn't.
Definitely a lot more interesting, but not for Lesbian Day. No.
Oof. Hopefully we can find some stories that are just as depressing as this one for the rest of it. Just to do it. Just so that this one has company.
Amen.
Keep it consistent throughout the month. Jesus Christ. It definitely deserved third in the Unhappy Yuri contest.
Yep. Oh, God. So Sunset did go into Pinkie's mind, and that's like a picture of the scene from it in the cover art for this story.
Yep. Although,
that's like canonical.
Yeah, that was from Legends of Everfree.
Okay.
In that, though, it's quite interesting. Once she leaves Pinkie Pie's mind, she's just like, what the hell?
Wait, she's like, what?
She's all confused, and like, I think she says, that explains so much.
Oh my God.
I never got the idea that it would have been addictive, but I guess it makes sense.
Maybe she was like disoriented because, she kind of overdosed the first time, but then once her tolerance was built up, she was able to get hooked more.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Jesus, that was incredibly dark.
Has she ever used that geode in the show for evil purposes?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. Oh, God.
I really like her using the geode in this way, though. I think it's very, very clever.
Yeah.
So...
Because that would... I'd imagine... I've never actually done this, but I'd imagine that it would actually be kind of... trippy to just enter someone else's mind state.
Yeah. I suppose entering someone's mind without, like, their consent, that would probably be pretty evil.
Yeah.
And Sunset has done that in the past, so...
What?
Yeah, Sunset, fuck you, just all around.
Without the geode?
No. With the geode.
Oh.
In the past, meaning just when the show was around.
Okay. So she actually did do that, like, non-consensually? Did she need to, or was this just for fun?
It was certainly needed. She doesn't do it for fun, no. I think she was trying to get intel.
They got something like this in a Centaur world, and they have a whole lesson about consent with it.
Oh, God. Children's shows and teaching about consent, man.
Who would have thought?
I don't know if Centaur World counts as a children's show. I haven't seen it. I've only seen the first 2 or so episodes.
It's iffy, In this day and age, they're really blurring the line.
Like, I'm thinking children's show like Steven Universe.
It uses language more like total drama level of mature, but...
Okay.
And also that's probably the biggest thing that I'd say is mature about it, but yeah.
Still got to check that out. Like, there are a lot of shows I need to check out. Centaur World is definitely up there. Anyways, something I really liked about this, Pinkie Pie asking, you need to talk about it, and how she's willing to listen. But when it's Pinkie Pie's turn to talk, Sunset cuts her the fuck off.
Yeah. It's just, she was trying so hard to be good for Sunset, and she failed. She shouldn't have gotten out of that door.
Yeah, she accidentally became something super bad for Sunset. And, like, imagine doing that to your friend, to your lover even.
God. This is kind of a lesson both about narcotics and a lesson about toxic positivity.
Yeah.
Man, if all of the, like, main 6 had their own toxic trait, you have, like, toxic positivity for Pinky, then toxic, I don't know.
Masculinity for Rainbow Dash.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a really good descriptor. I was thinking, like, toxic rage for Rainbow Dash, but, you know, she kind of does fit the toxic masculine trope.
Kinda. She even makes fun of Spike for not being masculine enough.
Whoa! Wait, what? Does she ask Spike to man up?
Kind of. She laughs at him when he's serving tea to the girls when they're watching the dragon migration. Spike is like, yep, we dragons are manly. And then Rainbow Dash busts out laughing, says, pish posh, you stupid.
Uses the F slur.
I was gonna say you stupid sissy, and then I thought of another word that she could have used there. And that would have been so much worse.
Oh, God.
Happy Pride Month.
You freaking fairy. But that's so weird in a universe of My Little Pony where it's an overwhelming matriarchy that you'd have that type of thing where it's like, oh yeah, being manly is still a thing.
Yeah, it's not really being manly. It's just a thing that dragons are, which is just, I guess, the traits of masculine. But in the world of My Little Pony, I suppose those don't really coincide with specific gender stereotypes.
Oh, so they don't actually reference him being a man that has to do anything with this. It's just more to do with being tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I want to see Pinky's reaction.
Yeah. Oh, God. She's like never opening that door for Sunset again. She's not even going to be allowing her to text her anymore. Like, she was like, oh, I'd like to continue talking to you.
Yep.
And nope, that's gone.
Yeah, there goes that friendship. Burned those bridges. Geode probably doesn't even work anymore because of that.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, she's actually going to be getting into real drugs after this.
Oh, God. I didn't even think about that. Oh, no. Pinky, what have you done?
Oh, God. Just keep blaming Pinky. It's going to be like before Pinky can warn the others, she's going to first like get into Fluttershy's mind for her calm state and then leech her way into, I don't know, Twilight's, going through the happiest of them at a time.
Oh, Jesus. But it's never as good as Pinky.
Mm-hmm. And that's when she kidnaps Pinkie Pie. This could turn so dark if it continued.
And then, unfortunately, Pinkie Pie's happiness there would be...
That's what I was wondering. How come she could keep using her when she had all these reservations? Wouldn't it be like getting kind of worse each time?
Maybe it was. It's just, that's just how happy Pinky is. But like, clearly it's like she starts needing it more and more and more. And each time, by the way, her reasons get just worse and worse. I loved that part as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was thank you for remembering to mention that.
Yeah. So maybe Pinkie Pie's effect was just dimming because Pinkie Pie was getting less and less happy. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Turns out her tolerance wasn't getting raised. It was just she was making Pinky sadder this entire time. Man, it's like leeching the happiness from her.
I hope Pinky never forgives her.
Yeah, she can find a new girlfriend. She can get better. But she does not deserve to be in Pinky's life.
Yep.
Friendship is tragic. There has to be like at least 100 fics with the name Friendship is Tragic. Let's search that.
Probably. Actually, just looking up on YouTube, it looks like it.
Oh boy.
At the very least, it does look like there is one out, which Scribbler Productions did reading of. Oh, full cast audio drama, actually. Cool.
Dang. Let's go.
We weren't cast at it.
Right. They didn't even think about us.
Come on.
unironically, we would be wonderful.
This is an outrage.
The first fic I find is Total Drama Friendship is Tragic by your Uncle Funkle.
God, be kidding me.
And it was canceled.
No.
Mm-mm.
Say it ain't so.
We also got Friendship is Tragic Rewound by Dawn Bellwether.
Ooh.
And that one is actually, looks like a reasonable thing that we could read on the podcast.
Nice. Maybe we will at some point.
Ah.
Well, except for the fact that it has the porn tag.
No, man. Friendship is tragic.
How sad.
But for tonight, we have finally reached the end of our episode. Thank you so much for joining us. I know I forgot to say this earlier, but if you go into the description, you'll find the link to the story. Do us a favor and maybe give it a like, give it a read.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
the least that you could do.
Quite frankly, that's how I get my fix.
You never get higher than liking this story.
How I get my fix, but I'm like fanfics. And the
Oh my
word fix
God.
with an X and a C.
I didn't get the joke. Oh, that is too many layers.
I'm such a genius.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
See ya.
Whew, finally. Okay. Get rid of those fuckers. God.
Yeah. All right. You have my stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Did you say Pinky?
Pinky.
Oh, sorry.
I did not say Pinky. Well, I guess I did. I said it before you said that. Well, in the middle of you saying that. Time travel.
Seriously, talking about time travel, the lag between us talking to each other is some form of agony.
It is heinous.